Hello, everyone. My name is Samuel, and I'm a customer experience specialist here at monday.com. Today, I get the absolute pleasure of showcasing for all of you the power of Monday Sidekick in today's new features webinar. And the first question I want to ask all of you is, what exactly is Monday Sidekick? Why is it important, and why is it going to give me so much more value in my day-to-day with monday.com? Well, Monday Sidekick really is like your best friend in Monday. It knows your role, it knows your company, it knows your boards through and through. It really acts as a contextual agent, meaning it's going to provide you relevant strategies on how to improve your boards, improve your workflows. It's going to want to suggest how to make things more efficient. It's going to want to analyze all of your data and create actionable insights. It's going to prompt you to go on the web and get the most up-to-date information for whatever subject you're interested in and update your boards with that information. It really um, has no bounds. There's so many amazing ways to utilize Sidekick. It's really made my life so much better as a customer experience specialist, and I'm really excited to show all of you firsthand just how Sidekick can really take your boards to the next level and really make work smarter, not harder. So what I want to do right now is jump into our first use case for onboarding. And I want to showcase for all of you where you can find Sidekick on any given board within work management. So it's going to be at the top panel here next to integrate. You'll see the star icon for Sidekick. Also at the individual level, you'll see it next to the item update logo. So if you want to, for example, use Sidekick for one specific item, this is where you would do it. Also, you can select up to 10 items at a time. And what you can do, which is really nice, is you can reference these items in Sidekick right here. And if we just open this, you can see 10 items and you can message Sidekick what you wanted to do. And what's really cool, like I said, as Sidekick is a contextual agent, it's already giving me these suggestions on how to improve my onboarding board, like map a 4-week integration timeline using week 1 to 4 integration milestone items. So it's going to use these items to make that timeline, or draft a pre-arrival checklist using items from pre-arrival preparations. Really, there's no bounds. Psychic really does understand what's going on, and that's just really helpful for me. But what I want to do is show you how Psychic can take this board to the next level with prompting of our own. So let's say that our HR department and our operations department are tasked with creating item descriptions for our employees A, B, and C. They really want the employees to know exactly what's expected of them during their first day orientation schedule. So for these 3 items, they want the items to be warm, welcoming, but also clear on what they need to do, as well as training and development pathways. So for these items too. Also, we're going to want the priority level to be set to high for all these items because it's very pertinent that these employees get these done. So Sidekick can take care of all this for us in one fell swoop. So what we're going to do is we're going to select these 6 items and we're going to go to Sidekick here, start new chat, and then I'm just going to grab quickly a prompt that I made and I'm going to tell Sidekick what I wanted to do for these 6 items. So for all 6 selected items, which are related to onboarding, write a standard description in the items update section that explains the purpose of the task. Make the descriptions warm and positive. The descriptions need to be specific for each item. Also, apply priority of high to all 6 items. So in one fell swoop, it's going to do all of this. And like other AI services, it's going to show you the thought process like you would see in ChatGPT or Gemini. And this is nice to see what's going on in the thought process. And then some colors are going to pop up, which are nice just now, as you can see, to show that Psychic is working its magic. Just going to quickly deselect these. All right. All 6 onboarding items now have warm, positive, and specific updates explaining each task purpose with priority set to high. So what's cool is, let's say I don't like what just happened and I don't like the descriptions, I can just click undo and it'll revert everything back to normal. I can give it a thumbs up if I like it and a thumbs down. Since this is in beta, it is always great to train the model as best as you can, so that feedback really helps. But let's check how things did, or how Sidekick did. We can see that the items have been updated to high. Great. And now let's look at the actual item descriptions. Welcome. This session is designed to introduce you to our company values and culture. We're excited to have you join us and look forward to supporting your journey from day one. Sounds pretty good to me. Setup workstation. Your workstation setup ensures you have everything you need to be productive and comfortable. We're here to make your first day seamless and enjoyable. Nice. I want to work at this place. Begin role-specific training modules. Starting your training modules is an exciting step in your onboarding. These resources are tailored to help you succeed and grow in your new position. So I'm loving what I'm seeing from Sidekick already. These item descriptions are great. They match the vibe that I'm going for. So that is another item I don't have to worry about. And it's all done within a few seconds. Amazing. Another cool thing about Sidekick is that it can give you a board level analysis of really any detail you want it to. So let's say that um, as an HR person, I'm worried that maybe some employees are falling behind or they're stuck on some items. I want Sidekick to find all that information. And then what I want it to do is take a step further. I want the Sidekick to craft an email response for our POCs. So in this case, Lisa Simpson. And I want that Sidekick to create the email like format so that the POC can send it to the employee that's stuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my handy dandy prompt, and then we're going to open Sidekick up at the board level, create new chat, and here we go. Based on the item title and the status column being set to stuck, write a helpful update in the update section for the POC. This update should be structured like an email so that the POC can send this specific email to the employee. In the email, please remind the employee to complete this task by the deadline and explain why it is critical. All right, so instead of having to manually go through all the items that are stuck, Sidekick is going to detect all of the items and it's going to create these really nice email templates, we can call them, for our POC. So just letting it think for the moment, half the fun is waiting for the AI to produce what we're looking for it to produce, right? So just a little bit of patience, but no worries. It looks like things are all going according to plan. We see the magical lights and the colors come on. That's always a good sign. Let's see. We're looking for the updates. It's going to be these three items because all of these are stuck. So just give it a couple seconds. Let's see. Actions applied, fine-tuning workflow. So just gotta wait a little bit sometimes with Sidekick, but no worries. Checking it. Oh, okay. So it's already created it. So the subject, reminder, complete role-specific training modules by October 20th. Dear POC, this is a reminder for the assigned employee to complete the begin role-specific training modules task by the deadline of October 20th, 2025. Timely completion is critical to ensure the employee is equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge for their role, which directly impacts their onboarding success and team productivity. Please note that employee A is currently marked as stuck on this task. Kindly provide any needed support or guidance to help resolve this status and keep the onboarding process on track. Thank you for your attention and support. Best regards, onboarding team. So what's cool is it did make the email template, but you can even have Sidekick go further and you can have it make the template specific for the POC to send out to the employee. But for the sake of time, I do want to move on to our next use case. But this is a great example of how an email structure is created for the POC to send um, to the employee. So let's move on to use case number two. All right, so this is a social media campaign board, and we have various groups. Two of them for posted analysis are all posts that already have data because they've been posted. But we have a planning group, so things in motion, and then a schedule group as well. And then we have obviously the people that are assigned, the different platforms, and the metrics, which are very important. So what I think is great about Sidekick again is the way it can really be that contextual best friend. So in this case, Sidekick is going to be our social media expert. And what I want Sidekick to do is I want Sidekick to look at this item here because we have December 12th as the date. So that is today. I want Sidekick to create 10 really engaging and action-oriented captions for this Instagram post. And it's all going to be under the guise of a social media expert. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly grab a prompt, and we're going to do this at the item level. And we're going to open it here, the new chat. Brainstorm 10 catchy, action-oriented social media captions for an Instagram post about style meets tech, AI and fashion, focusing on new trends in the fashion industry. Because I don't want to have to come up with these captions by myself. I want Sidekick to use its relevant knowledge as a social media expert to get me those captions. And right away, we have those 10 listed for us here. Let's take a look at it. Ready for a style revolution? Discover the latest AI-powered fashion trends. Unleash your inner trendsetter with AI-inspired fashion picks. Dress smart, look sharp. AI is making fashion more fabulous than ever. So these sound great to me. But let's say that I want to have these, I want to make a decision later and have it in my item. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, please add this as an update. And that's going to be helpful for me when I have to make that decision on which caption to provide. But all right, let's take a look. Is it here? Here it is. We have our 10 catchy action-oriented captions. Now let's say that you have decision paralysis and can't make a decision. Sidekick is great for using its insight to pick the best captions. So pick the best caption that will get the most engagement. So taking things one step further, let's see. All right, analyzing my request. Swipe right on innovation, see how AI is transforming your wardrobe. Amazing. So if I like it, I can give it a thumbs up. Awesome. That just changed the model that things are, that the responses it's providing are accurate and great. So again, it gives you the 10 captions and you just can prompt it even further to pick the one that that it thinks is best and smooth sailing from there. Now, another really cool thing about Psychic is it can really detect issues. Um, let's say that we want to make sure there's no bottlenecks or delays in our planning group, and we want to make sure that the work is distributed pretty evenly, or that the dates, aren't too close together, or really anything that could impede our social media campaigns. Psychic is great for that as well. So I'm just going to have it analyze the planning group. Gonna open it at the board level. New chat. Analyze the planning group and identify any resource bottlenecks or potential delays. Please let me know if anyone has too many assignments. Suggest an actionable remedy. So it's going to analyze, it's going to give me the insight, and it's also going to take a step further and give me an actionable remedy once I have this information in front of me. So let's see what it comes up with. Because we do have a lot of posts, deadlines are coming up. Maybe there's going to be an issue if if one Simpsons character has too many posts. We don't want that to happen. All right, so bottlenecks. Marge, Lisa, and Bart each have 3 assignments. Potential overload. All right. At-risk delays. So it gives us some posts. Well, one style meets tech, AI, and fashion. That's due today. So yes, that definitely can be at risk. Breakthrough alert, AI's latest wonders. And busted the biggest myths about AI. So those are tomorrow. So that's good. It tells me that. And then it also gives us the post that's due in 2 days. So gives us the bottlenecks, gives us the at-risk delays, and then gives us some remedies. Reassign tasks from Marge, Lisa, or Bart to Homer or Maggie to balance workload. Adjust deadlines for overloaded team members or prioritize items due today and tomorrow. So Sidekick can make do on its word and it can actually reassign these tasks to Homer and Maggie to balance the workload. So I'm going to say, please reassign these tasks or please reassign some tasks from Marge, Lisa, or Bart to Homer or Maggie. So now instead of having to look at all these items myself and then have to redistribute everything, Psychic is just going to take care of that for me. And that's really nice. Amazing. So let's see, is it doing it? It should. It says that we had Marge, Lisa, and Bart. They had 3 assignments. It looks like changes have been made. Now things are more evenly distributed. All right, good. I've reassigned one task from Marge to Homer and one from Lisa to Maggie. All right, amazing. So now that that's taken care of, and I have a really nice overview of potential delays and our risk, I feel a lot better about moving forward. Let's say I want to actually look at the data in front of me in terms of the posts that are being analyzed right now. I want to measure like which posts are getting the most engagement, also related to cost. It's basically a way for me to get a nice high level analysis of my metrics, and Sidekick is perfect for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this prompt over here, open things at the board level, chat. I am looking for quality insight into the engagement rates of each platform. Please review the analysis group and let me know which posts have the highest engagement rates, as well as how these engagement rates relate to the costs per post. Finally, give me actionable steps to improve these engagement rates. So this is going to be really great because this would have taken me a lot of time to have to go through, compare and contrast the different platforms and their metrics along with their cost. So Sidekick is going to really come in handy for this and give me some really good insights. So let's see what it comes up with for my analysis group here. Calculating my results, preparing the insights you need. Amazing. Here's a quality insight into engagement rates for each platform. So the top engagement rates, so it gives me that calculation, are AI and art, AI policy shifts, what you need to know, AI for good, changing lives today. So two in TikTok, one in Twitter. Some key finding, TikTok posts have the highest engagement rates and are very cost efficient. Twitter also delivers strong engagement for a low cost per post. Instagram and Facebook perform well, but not as efficiently. LinkedIn has higher cost per post, resulting in lower engagement rates. So here are some steps to improve engagement rates. Prioritize TikTok and Twitter for future campaigns. Analyze and replicate successful content styles and timing from top performing posts. Reallocate budget from high cost, low engagement platforms like LinkedIn to more efficient ones. Experiment with new post formats, video interactive content, or lower performing platforms. Test and track optimal posting times for each platform. So it can even go a step further and give me a deeper breakdown by individual post. But I really like this analysis. It would have taken me forever to do all this myself. And now I can really see which platforms are performing best, which ones have better engagement rates, and which ones are more cost effective. So that's really amazing. I'd love to see that. All right. And now what I want to do is show you my favorite um, element of Sidekick in terms of a social media campaign board is seeing all this data visually. So what's really amazing is what we're going to do is create a customizable view. And with Sidekick, we're going to prompt it to create all these different charts, like bar charts, could be even pie charts sometimes, really any sort of widget that can showcase this data for a high level view for like leadership per se, or for a presentation. So before, you'd always have to create these widgets by hand or manually, and it would take forever. But now, with this one prompt, I want a high-level overview of this board's data for leadership. Leadership is looking to see the average engagement rate per platform, the average cost per platform, and the average engagement levels per month. Finally, create a bar chart of the engagement levels of all the posts from analysis. So with this prompt, I'm going to see really nice visuals of the data so I can, let's say, give this to leadership. So let's see this crank out some really cool charts for us. All right, there we go. So average cost per platform gives us right here, average engagement levels per month. Amazing engagement levels for analysis posts. So the posts specific here, you can see which ones are engaging the best. And yeah, so that's just a start. Like Sidekick can really take things to the next level, not just in your boards, but also making customizable views. So I definitely wanted to showcase that. And always you can ask Sidekick to analyze these as well. So let's move on to our last but not least use case for a company offsite. So let's imagine, right, that we were looking at different locations and London was chosen as the location for our company offsite. Now imagine we're tasked with having to create the entire logistics behind this offsite from scratch. So Sidekick is really going to come in handy because it's going to be our best friend by being a logistics expert, a travel agent. you name it, it's going to put on all the hats so that we can create this board and create this company offsite, get everything booked, flights, you name it, everything, in one fell swoop. And we're basically gonna prompt this to create a whole new board for us, and it's really nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in this prompt here at the board level. I'm gonna say create two new groups on this board, logistics and vendors, and team activities. Under logistics and vendors, create items for pre-trip info, hotel contract finalization, and flight booking, and local transport. Then search the web for the top 5 unique team building activities in London for 50 people and list them as items under team activities, including a link column with a link for each activity. So Sidekick is going to be doing a lot of different things here. It's not only going to create our board structure, but it's also going to go search the web and bring us relevant information for this offsite in London. So we're just going to let Psychic do its magic. As you can see, building out our groups right now. Amazing. Items are being built, team activities in one fell swoop. And I've never been to London before, so this really helps. Without me having to Google everything, it already gives me 5 great activities. Amazing. All right, so I'm unable to add a link column automatically, but I can list the activity links here for you to copy. Amazing. Please provide links. So it wasn't able to put it in a link column, but no worries. We can get the links here, and then we can just copy and paste those into the links column should we need. So great. Now we have items for logistics and vendors and team activities. And what we're going to do is just delete this because we don't need this group anymore. But let's say, right, from a logistics standpoint, we want to understand like what's the current exchange rate between US dollars and GPB. So basically the British pound, right? Psychic is going to basically put on this hat as, I guess, a foreign exchange expert and give us that information. And also, I wanted to give us information about the weather for the time we're going to be there. So let's just imagine it's going to be for Christmas time, and it's going to give us this information and put it in the pre-trip info item here. Amazing. Yes, so it's just confirming that I want it for pre-trip info. Yes, I do. All right. Searching the web. Cool. Give it a couple seconds. All right, so it gives us the exchange rate and London 5-day weather forecast included. All right, let's see what this looks like. Amazing. So the exchange rate is here. 5-day weather forecast for London, so it gives us in Celsius, but we can definitely prompt it to give us in Fahrenheit. It gives us the sources where it got all this information. So now this is just really nice if let's say we're going to London for these dates, we already know what weather to expect. I'm gonna want some columns created here, so let's just prompt that right now. Please create some columns that will help me plan this trip. All right, have that prompted there. Basically, the name of the game is prompting the board to to what you want it to look like, which is pretty fun. So some notes, budgets, costs, schedule dates, who's going to be assigned, progress. Nice. So that looks great to me. Um, let's say that we want to assign different tasks to different team members. So please assign the logistics and vendors tasks to Marge and Lisa because we want them taking care of logistics. So it's going to do all that for us now. Give it a second. And hopefully we'll see these items updated accordingly. There they are. Both of them, they are logistics and vendors experts. And then you can do the same thing for team activities if you want to, let's say, who's really fun. Let's say, please assign Mo and Krusty to the team activities. Good. So now we're just getting people assigned and just wait for this to happen. Good. Mo and Krusty the clown are now assigned. I'm sure they will give us the best experience for these team activities. Now, let's say I want to know the cost of, let's say, the Flight Club darts. What is the cost for Flight Club darts? And then Sidekick can give me that information, and it can either put it into the column itself, or maybe it'll just give us, and we can put it in. Let's just see. Yes, look up an estimate. Yeah, so Sidekick is going to get us that information in real time, which is really nice. All right, how much is that going to cost? 1,680, and that's going to be in pounds. We can even put in local currency. Amazing. And then we can look at the sources here or where it's getting this information from just to make sure we're not just being fed fake information. Amazing. So at the end of the day, you can really prompt your board to get you the information you need. You can assign people. You can prompt Psychic to change the progress to not started in progress completed, for example. You can have it find different budgets and costs and then do a analysis of that later if you want. But at the end of the day, Sidekick is really there every step of the way for building out boards just like this. And yeah, Sidekick is just such an amazing tool. I really hope this demonstration has inspired some of you to further check out Sidekick. And now we're going to enter a Q&A. Please, I'm going to join it live, and I look forward to answering any questions you may have. Thank you so much, everybody.